What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're doing a quick comparison with like the main speed boots out right now. Now the only speed boot that I don't have is the Puma Ultra Ultimate, the newest one. I do have the previous model here, but I don't think it's fair to compare it with like the rest of them just because it isn't the latest model, so I'm not going to do it. So I'm just going to focus on these four since they are like the current models that you can get right now. This is going to be like a quick comparison, just comparing like the uppers, the sole plates, the stud patterns. I'm not going to go into detail all that much. If you guys want more details, I do have full reviews on all of these cleats on my YouTube channel. So if you guys want to go check that out and you want more detail on each boot, just go check those out. Now, if you guys want the thinnest boot out of all of them, it is the Adidas X. This one is paper thin. It's very, very like, you just have no padding whatsoever. It's barefoot. You'll feel everything on the ball. So this is the thinnest upper out of all of them. Next, I would actually say it's the Vapor and then the Mizuno Alpha. And last, because it is more like a knitted upper, it does have a little bit more thickness than the three of them, but it's still on the thinner side, obviously, is the New Balance Furon V7. Now, in terms of pliability and softness, I will give that to the New Balance Furon V7. This upper, since it is knitted, is just extremely soft. It feels like a sock on your foot. That's how soft it is. And like I said, I can't express how like soft these boots are, especially like straight out of the box. These are like good to go. Next, I would say it's the Vapor. It is pretty soft and pliable, and it feels really nice on feet. The Mizuno, that's where it kind of starts to get a bit plasticky, but for the most part, it's really still nice, soft, and pliable. And for me, the Adidas X is more on the plasticky side, just because it's super thin. You do get more of like a wrinkle, like noise and sensation, and it just feels a bit more plasticky on feet. So if you guys are worried about like performance and like structure, I would say that the Vapor 15 is the most like structured out of all these boots, followed by the Mizuno Alpha. Now this boot for me has no rollover. It's super structured in the midfoot, and it just feels really nice and secure. So if you guys want the best lockdown with like no rollover, the Vapor 15 is the one for you. Next, I actually would say it's the Mizuno Alpha. I feel like this internal cage does a really good job of like securing like the foot and just making sure there isn't any rollover. The New Balance Furon also does a really good job in locking down, especially since you do have like this really nice wrap. It just like feels really secure. And then the Adidas X, since the upper is very thin and very paper-like, I feel like this kind of lacks a bit of structure. It still performs okay, but I did find that I did get a little bit of rollover, like making really like extreme cuts and stuff. And I did expect that to happen since the upper is very thin. So just be aware of that. Now, if you do have a bit of a wider foot, then I would recommend the New Balance Furon V7. Now, this comes in a wide fit variant, and this boot right here is the wide fit variant, just because I do have a wider foot. And now these fit extremely comfortable. Like, even though they are wide fit, they don't feel like sloppy. They still give you a nice like seamless sensation on feet, and it just wraps your foot very nicely. So if you have a really wide foot, just go with the New Balance Furon V7. And next, I would say like the Adidas X or the Mizuno Alpha is a pretty good option for people with wide feet, especially since you do have like that standard tongue construction. You're able to like kind of have a wider opening and just adjust with the lacing system. And then the Vapor 15, I feel like some people with wide feet will fit in these. Like I do fit in these pretty comfortably. I don't really mind it. Obviously, it will have like a tighter like fit, just because that's how Vapors are. They're kind of like tight, like squeezing your foot type of fit. But if you like that sensation, then this would be fine. If you have like an extremely wide foot, this probably isn't the best option. Alright, so now the stud pattern. If you guys want the most aggressive traction, it's either between the Vapor 15 and the New Balance Furon. Like these are pretty aggressive. Like the Vapor 15 has like these triangle studs, and you get like multi-directional traction in my opinion. And then the Furon V7 just has these chevron studs that just provide a good amount of grip when pushing forward. So for me, these are really like aggressive stud patterns that provide a lot of traction. The Mizuno Alpha has more of these like triangle studs, and for the most part I feel like they still provide a good amount of traction, but you're still able to like pivot and move around a bit more. And the Adidas X also has like these kind of like small like chevron studs that do provide like a good amount of grip, but since they are on the smaller side, they're not as aggressive as like for example the Furon V7 that also has chevron studs. And I feel like with these, you're still able to pivot a bit more just because they're on the smaller side. Now, in terms of the sole plate, if you guys want the most like snapback sensation and the most like stiffest like sole plate, it is the Adidas X. This one just provides a really good like snapback and like push off in my opinion, and also it does have like a bit more of a curvature, so you're always on your toes. So next I would say is the Mizuno Alpha. Now this one does have like this plastic insert here, and it does feel pretty snappy. It is more on the flatter side, but you still do feel like that push off in these boots in my opinion. The New Balance Furon V7 also does have like a nice like snapback sensation, not as much as the Mizuno Alpha and the Adidas X, but there is like some like push off there. It kind of feels a bit more normal than these two. And then the Vapor 15 is a bit more unique than all three of them, just because it does have this Air Zoom bag. And I talked about the Air Zoom bag before. It just feels a bit more cushioned, and it doesn't really give you like a push off sensation. It just feels like seamless, like when you're like running. And in terms of like snapback, it has some. Compared to the Mizuno Alpha and the Adidas X, it's not like a crazy amount of snapback, but you do still get some. But if you want like the most unique feeling sole plate, then I would say go with the Vapor 15. And now I'll rank these boots real quick, just based on my opinion and based on what I like. I would go first with the Mizuno Alpha, then the Vapor 15, then the Furon V7, and then the Adidas X. For me, I just like the fit and feel of these a bit more, and they just provide a bit more like structure and lockdown than like the Adidas X and like the New Balance Furon. And I just feel like these are a bit more unique feeling on feet, in my opinion, in terms of like the sole plate. And this one, the Mizuno Alpha, just it feels like a customized fit. Like I've said this before, it just feels really like it's meant for your foot. So that's why it just fits really well in my opinion. So that's why I really like these. There you guys have it, a quick comparison between the 4 current speed boots. Like I said, it wasn't really a detailed, I just wanted to compare quickly like the upper, the sole plate, the stud patterns, and a bit of the fit. If you guys do want more details on each of these boots, I do have full reviews like I said before. If you guys did like this video and enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like. Also subscribe if you guys want to see more content. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.